What do you make of this quarter of Palo Alto Networks after the close? Stock's been all the way up and come all the way down. It's kind of just going around. Let's go right to the source with Nikesh Arora. He's the chairman and CEO of Palo Alto Networks. Learn more about the quarter and what comes next. Mr. Arora, welcome back to Mad Money.
Jim, nice to see you again.
Okay, so Nikesh, in the last, 90 days, how do people figure out what you knew was truth from the beginning?
I don't know, Jim. I think we just finished our conference call, and I think we declared the SaaSacalypse dead for cybersecurity officially.
Well, it's very clear that it's been a boon for you, particularly because you've got a couple things going. Everybody needs to be privileged now because there's millions. We got machines all over the place, and they've got to be stopped. And I don't know who else has a solution like you.
Well, Jim, look, I think what we've seen, a lot of people have discussed mythos in different public environments. And I think what is very important to understand, AI has the capability to understand bad code. AI has the capability to take vulnerabilities, stitch them together, and figure out a way to attack cyber infrastructure. Now, we have to find antidotes to that. There's no easy way around it. The antidote in the short term is a lot of testing, a lot of blocking and tackling, which I think a lot of people are trying to do as we speak. Lots of consulting companies are involved, cybersecurity vendors are involved. But remember, these models have a 30% false positive. So when you think it found something, it may not have found something, it may not have found something it should have found. So there still needs a lot of cybersecurity capability and expertise had to be brought to bear to figure out where the problems are resolved. And that's a short-term problem. What this does prove is there's only one long-term solution, is to consolidate, platformize, bring all your cyber data in one place and fight AI with AI. And that's become apparent to not just the market, and to everyone in the last, I think, 90 days or so that, we are a net enabler of better cybersecurity. We're not a victim of amazing AI that's going to happen in the future.
But, I mean, there's some daunting things. When I read your stuff, sometimes I'm not like David Faber. I'm not scared out of my wits about it, so to speak, although he's okay. But machine identities, 109 to 1? That's how many machine identities there already are?
There already are. Look, there are service accounts, there's agents, there's all kinds of non-human identities that are out there which are doing stuff in the back. They're talking to each other. Now, as you look at your cybersecurity, if you look at your IT enterprise, you have humans, you have machines, you have agents, you have got to manage all of them because any of them that's unmanaged becomes a potential attack vector. So that was our thesis for buying CyberArk, because CyberArk is the only true identity security company that actually stops things from happening, not just keeps a track of them or catalogs them. We figured that was in pole position to build this capability to help us manage the entire enterprise from an identity perspective. We relaunched it and built more products under the brand Idera 3 months ago. And as you saw from our results, we seem to be making good progress in the first quarter having CyberArk as Palo Alto. We have amazing plans for them going forward, but it's going to be crawl, walk, run. Get them amazing, build more capability, get out and make sure every customer has that capability.
Now, it's got to be that these particular gremlins, if as smart as they are, if you don't have a platform, won't they find the crack and get in? Won't that be something that they are programmed to do?
Well, Jim, if one thing the last 2 years has taught us is more data gives you better AI. That's obvious, right? If you look at all these models, you're saying, let's train them with more and more parameters, more and more bits, because the more bits you put into training, the better the outcomes are. Every enterprise is chasing, let me get more data. You have companies that do training data, they're flying into the stratosphere because they're helping train models to get better and better, smarter. Guess what? Cybersecurity needs the same thing, which means you have to bring all the data together in one place, train your defensive models so they can fight the aggressors of AI. And there are very few companies out there which are providing platforms that allow you to integrate data and allow you to have whole bunch of capabilities under one roof, and that's Palo Alto Networks.
Now, how many incoming calls have you had since Mythos? I mean, how many people just say, listen, I don't know to be scared, am I okay? I mean, just people who just know you as someone who understands this business, been around a long time, just saying, am I dead? Are they going to wipe me out?
Jim, across the company, we've had 1,200 customer interactions where they've asked to talk to us. We've spent the last 6 weeks talking to 800 of them. We have 400 more to go. Just to give you a sense, we did 1,200 meetings all of last year. We've done 800 in the last 12 weeks, right? So we're busy. And this is not just about help me buy something. This is about Help me understand what the problem is. How do I solve this problem? How do I deal with Mythos today? How do I deal with the next version of Mythos? How do we deal with the following version of Mythos? What does the world look like in 6 to 12 months when these AI models keep getting smarter? So the customers are smart. They don't want to solve just the problem today. They want to understand how to get ready and position themselves for 6 to 12 months from now. And the answer is consolidate, automate, platformize, and use AI.
And that's what's happening. You have a $200 million ARR leading frontier AI lab. That's giant. Fortune 500 power producer, $80 million deal. These are huge deals to be being done just like that.
Well, Jim, I've always maintained if you want to build a large enterprise company, you have to have large customers. You have to have large, happy customers. And the only way you do that is you can bring a lot of products to bear, make them work together, have the customers see the value of those products together. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you have to platformize.
Well, there were many companies in this business when you and I started talking. There's another company we're all familiar with. Everybody in this business seems to be friendly. It's you and George Kurtz. But now I don't know anybody else. Are you just a duopoly now after having a dozen companies in this business when I first met you?
Well, Jim, I think like some of us took a very platform-centric approach and said the customers need for us to do the heavy lifting and to bring all these capabilities to bear. We have to get out of the feature business, get into the platform business. And I think George did a tremendous job at CrowdStrike, very proud, very admirably what he's done. We're still slightly bigger than him, so please tell him that when you see him tomorrow. But I think both of us are trying to do the right thing by the customers. We're trying to make sure our customers are protected. We're trying to make sure the customers have an antidote to fight AI. We're trying to make sure that our customers can go do what they need to do because they can trust us to protect them.
How did you know to take CyberArk, which I always knew as that was the keys to the kingdom. It was a very small group of people. How did you know you had to blow that out to everybody, and how were you able to do it so fast?
Well, Jim, we're still early days. I think, remember, what's very important is our first phase of M&A was to take product companies, find a way to integrate them into our platform, and put them into our go-to-market engine to make sure our customers had the capability across the board. I've always wanted to look at subsectors of cybersecurity to see when is that sector going to hit an inflection point, because typically when you hit inflection points, you need innovation and people are willing to change. And as the AI train started moving, we said, wait, this is going to create a whole bunch of new sort of vectors, new identities, capabilities, machine identities. And then we said the only company that is so well respected in identity that does security is CyberArk. And you don't know Udi. Udi's a great guy. He built a great business. They just needed a little more sort of push to get more innovative quickly. And I have to say the team's amazing. They've responded very, very effectively. In fact, the entire team is in our headquarters today. We're working with them. We're trying to make sure that they become the platform of choice for identity in the future for both human and non-human identities. Well, that's our aspiration. It's good progress in the first quarter together with us, and hopefully we can continue to make progress with them going forward.
Well, congratulations. Great quarter all coming together. I knew it would. I don't know where the doubters went, but I don't think they're in the business anymore. I want to thank Nikesh Arora, Chairman and CEO of Palo Alto Networks, PANW. Thank you, Nikesh. Always good to see you.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks for having me again.
Mad Money's back in.
Coming up, is it time for investors to put a ring on Signet Jewelers? Cramer's inspecting the stock with the company's CEO. Next. Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.